Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well, I hope you guys are safe, and I hope you guys are healthy. My name is Josh, this is my Melody, and I absolutely love clothing, personal style, and things of that nature. So if you're into that type of content, feel free to subscribe to me here on YouTube as well as follow me on Instagram at wears_Galdo. So today, I'm bringing you guys, or showing you guys, 3 pairs of boots. One that's like really old that I've had for years and years and years, but never really had an opportunity to talk about. At least I don't think, I may be wrong. But the other 2 are kind of, admittedly, a little bit of an impulsive purchase, but they are now some of like the best boots in my collection. So without further ado, let's get it. So the first boot I want to show you guys is one that I've owned for quite a while, at least like 4 years now, maybe more. I did thrift them very long time ago, so it's hard to remember the details of where I got them, but they're going to be the Frye harness boots. Frye as a company is known for making this exact harness boot, and I was lucky enough to get them for a super cheap price. I do believe they are vintage. I've been familiar with Frye as a company, and looking at some of their product, there is like embossing and other stuff that is present on the modern iterations of this boot that are not present in this one right here. I don't know if that actually makes any sense, but I suspect that it's vintage. So judging from the inside, you can see whoever owned this prior wore it plenty of times. You can't even see the size stamp anymore. The only branding is on the inside with this tag right here. So absolutely beautiful pair of boots. They are definitely like a kind of just a pull-on pair of boots, so that's what these side tabs are for on this side and here. So you slip your foot in, put your fingers through those loops and pull up, and that's how you put on the boot. Obviously, probably the most identifying factor of this boot is going to be the harness, and I was a really big fan of like the whole Saint Laurent Wyatt trend, like in the 2010s or something like that. I do have a pair of Wyatts, but this pair is not as slim. This is definitely a little bit more rugged, and the shape of the toe box is kind of primarily why I really enjoy this boot. So this is kind of like a square toe. And I know a lot of other people that exist in like kind of the fashion YouTube space also have been starting to wear these a little bit more, like Owen Hyatt, Alex Shank, the Unsound Rags boys are starting to wear this boot as well. There are other brands that make this boot. I know Sears used to make a vintage version of it, and these tend to be not very expensive. So if you are in the market and wanting to dip your feet into a square toe boot, like a moderately square toe boot, definitely look up for vintage Frye, as well as like vintage Sears or vintage harness boots, and you'll probably come across these for a really good price. I'd probably pay no more than like $100 for a vintage pair. It is a little difficult for me to speak on sizing if you're buying these boots, simply because this is a vintage pair of boots, and I don't know if they use the same lasts to construct this boot, but all I can say is that my pair, my vintage Frye pair, is a 9.5. I usually wear a 9. There is a little bit of space, but I put an extra insole to make it a little bit more comfortable, and it works out perfectly for me. There is like a rubber outsole so that it isn't too slippery, and yeah, there isn't too much to say about this boot. It is a very simple boot, and I love it. Next boot to show you guys is actually a collaboration between Rick Owens and Doc Martens. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, first and foremost, thank you very much. But I did do a review of a Doc Martens Rick Owens collaboration. Almost the same boot. I did a review not too long ago, and I decided to get the most recent iteration of it. It does have quite a few significant differences, and after trying them on and seeing how they are, I actually like the newest pair better, but I'll get into that in a little bit. I'll show you guys a little bit of a comparison. But this one is an absolutely gigantic box. Where's the tag? Right here. Right here is the information from the box itself. Retailed for 375 euros, and I had it sent to me, and I bought mine directly off of the Rick Owens website, which is pretty cool because if I didn't buy it off the Rick Owens website, I don't think I would have gotten like the packaging and all the bells and whistles that it came with. This did come with like a Rick Owens tote bag, but a really big one that's big enough to fit this. So it's like a like a wider Rick Owens tote bag as opposed to the thinner original one. Stuff here, little magazine talking about another like collaboration or other products that Rick Owens offers. So I was really surprised to see that these came straight from Italy, but they came, oh man, they came like 4 days from Italy, and honestly, like even when I ship things within the US, they don't get to people in 4 days. So DHL Express 4 days from Italy was actually nuts. They also came with like a cool little like Rick Owens little tag, and these things are like, oh, keep them on if you're gonna return them. I have no intention of returning them because when I opened the box, I kind of fell in love with it. This is the newest Rick Owens Doc Marten collab. They are the 1460 DM XL Mega Lace Rick Owens Black. Really freaking cool. Oh my goodness. See that lacing system? I am absolutely in love with this lacing system. One of my all-time grails is the, I think it's Fall Winter 17 maybe, glitter boots that have a similar lacing system to this. And these are honestly probably the closest thing I'll ever get to owning that pair. But these are so cool. The sole itself is a more kind of function-based athletic sole. I personally don't like the Doc Martens yellow stitching, so I'm probably gonna black that out. And yeah, there isn't too much to say. Hexagram lacing system. We have a zipper on the side to make it a little bit easier to put on your foot. We have an extended tongue, which is really cool. The leather is actually really, really, really thick, and it feels definitely sturdy, but it also feels very flexible. So it's not like other Doc Martens where they're gonna need a lot of break-in time. These, I tried them on once and already felt super, super comfortable. And the sole itself really feels like a sneaker as opposed to a boot. And so with the comfort and look associated with it, this is probably the best iteration of this boot so far. If you take a look at the sole over here, you kind of have a separation from the heel pad to the forefoot and then kind of a recessed area. Really cool. I don't know anything about Doc Martens more like functional soles, but either way, really comfortable. I went true to size with a US size 9 and they fit absolutely perfect on me. But some of you might be saying I already have the previous version, like the second iteration of it. So why would I buy another one? Well, this is going to be the one that I did a review on not too long ago. This is different in some ways, and let me go ahead and show you side by side what I'm talking about. So these are the two versions. This is the newer one, this is the older one, and as you can tell, the soles are completely different. This is kind of like a double stacked, like a really like kind of almost platform Doc Marten sole, classic Doc Marten sole. The lacing is very, very, very thick compared to the newer ones. The newer ones have a very like kind of thin lace, but it's wrapped repeatedly around as opposed to the older version, which they're much, much, much thicker, and it's kind of like one layer of them, whereas this one has many, many, many layers. So I don't know if that makes any sense. They still both have the extended tongue. They are very, very, very similar, but I would argue that this is better for me because they're more comfortable and the lacing system is cooler to me. But yeah, I'm probably gonna let these go. I haven't decided yet. More than likely I'll let these go because they did retail for about the same price, and if I can just get my money back, that'd be nice too. So we shall see where that goes. Another difference, or well, one similarity is that they seem to use similar leather. It is like a pebbled leather that is really, really soft, so the break-in time for these is pretty much non-existent. And yeah, pretty much that's all to go over in regard to like comparing the two different versions. Other than that, the only other difference is that where these laces are attached, that you have little, are they eyelets? I don't know what to call them. They're kind of like eyelets that are directly kind of on the top of the shoe through the leather, whereas this pair has little leather loops with like D-rings that keep the laces in place, alongside over on the top of the shoe that have those same eyelets as well. But yeah, the 2024 version I think is a little bit better than, I don't know what year these came out, but 2023 maybe? Yeah, I like this a lot. I think I'll wear this more. The last pair I want to show you guys in this video is going to be one that I'm extremely excited about. It is from Guidi. If you know me and my taste, I really enjoy Guidi as a company. Their materials used, their leather is unmatched, and I think that their shoes give off such a unique, beautiful appearance. And the reason why I'm so giddy about it is because I got it for such a good price. I got these off of the Stair Collective for $400. And man, without further ado, I'm too excited. It is going to be the Guidi combat boot. The specific model is, hold on, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but they are the 79085V boots. The V denoting the Vibram sole on bottom, which you can see right here. And if you notice, they are practically brand new. They look really just never worn. There's no signs of wear whatsoever. This is the combat boot iteration, so it does have really long leather laces. And my favorite aspect of this boot is that they are a very aggressive square toe. And it's like a reinforced square toe. It's not a steel toe by any means, but there is a piece, whatever it may be, of like molding here to keep the shape of that square toe. So as you can tell from this pair, as well as the pair I showed you earlier in the video, I've been appreciating more squared toes lately. I think it's like a healthy departure from the boots that we've seen in the past handful of years. A lot of boots are like really round toe or almond toe or even sharp toe. I never really loved sharp-toed boots, and I mean, I feel like with the way I dress nowadays, I'm not really wearing things that are too slim, so I feel like the like really exaggerated square toe of this boot's gonna fit right into my wardrobe. And I mean, you can't go wrong with a combat boot. I very rarely ever see combat boots with a square toe, which is why I thought this was so unique. And these retailed for somewhere around like $1,200 after tax, and I got it for $400. So yeah, I'm taking a page out of Jacob Keller's book. I'm glad he's making videos again, but don't tell me you can't find steals, because this is a work of art. You can see kind of that stitching around the boot itself, and it's kind of uneven in coloration. There's parts of the stitching that are black because this was object dyed, meaning they made the boot, and this is like kind of what Guidi's known for, is they make the entire boot and then they dip it into the dye. And you can see that from the Vibram logo right there. You can see that it's a little discolored in comparison to its original yellow. But yeah, Guidi square toe combat boot. Really cool, really nice, and I cannot wait to incorporate this into my wardrobe. There is one gripe though. Whoever sold it to me off of the Stair Collectives, they literally just taped up the box, which that kind of sucks because I do like keeping boxes, but thankfully they did keep the Guidi tote bag. So thank you to whoever did that, appreciate that. But yeah, really excited about this. Probably one of the best deals that I've ever gotten. To put this into perspective, I got the Rick Owens Doc Martens for about $400, and I also got the Guidis for $400 when the retail was just over double that. So yeah, it pays off to be resourceful when looking for clothing, I suppose. And that's about all I have to show you guys today for this video. I appreciate anybody taking time out of their day to watch any video of mine or consume any content that I make. So thank you guys. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate y'all. And yeah, that's all I got today. So I'll catch you guys later. I do want to ask though, are you guys on board with square toe for 2024 and forward? Let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram. So I'll catch you guys later.